gradually became peaceful, and the space fragments vanished completely. Ju Feng Knight and Luo Feng stood facing one another. You just injured Pei Feng Knight, a universe overlord, said Ju Feng Knight. You were able to injure someone who's able to fully operate the third form of the true treasure armor on his body with his law comprehension. Impressive. Impressive. Indeed. I'm just lucky. Luo Feng smiled. Generally, true treasures had different forms. For instance, his Shi Wu Wing had 3 forms, and with the user getting stronger, it could be better utilized. When Luo Feng tried to drive Star Tower, he could feel that the lore engravings inside it were complex to the point of being incomprehensible. Thus, he couldn't even operate it at a minimum level, let alone make the best of it. Pei Feng Knight was a universe overlord, and that true treasure armor barely crossed the threshold of true treasures. He was indeed able to operate a true treasure in its third form, which was why he had only lost 20% of his godly body after a 5,500-mile tall godly body exploded in front of him. Ju Feng Knight shook his head and looked at Luo Feng. It's because of your power. For what it's worth, I admire how you just blew up that enormous godly body. I'm not even in his league, Luo Feng said. I didn't have other option. Yes, Ju Feng Knight said. He indeed overpowers you to a large extent. After all, you're only undying, and your lore comprehension can't even compare with him. He can wield the power of the same true treasure much better than you. I assume you're unable to make the best use of your true treasure wing? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. He had just started the second form of Shi Wu Wing. Besides, Ju Feng Knight continued, he underestimated you in the first place and didn't even consider that you might be a contender. In the future, you might not even have the chance to self-destruct and hurt him. Luo Feng nodded. In the future, Pei Feng Knight might keep his distance from remote ocean body. As long as he was more than 60,000 miles away from the center of the explosion, the blast wouldn't be dangerous. And if Luo Feng was too close to Pei Feng Knight, he didn't dare detonate remote ocean body, as he was afraid that his original Earthling body would be injured as well. This time, his original Earthling body had been millions of miles away from the center of the explosion. Naturally, he hadn't been hurt at all. If, however, his original Earthling body had been in close quarters combat with Pei Feng Knight when he had detonated the remote ocean body, the original Earthling body would have been annihilated immediately, and Pei Feng Knight would have only suffered a few injuries. At that point, Pei Feng Knight would definitely have taken all the treasures left by Luo Feng's Earthling original body. He'll be onto you after this, Ju Feng Knight said. He'll definitely turn this around. I'll tell you about him to make sure you won't be bullied by him in the future. Luo Feng listened carefully. Pei Feng Knight has 2 true treasures, Ju Feng Knight said. One is a piece of armor, and the other is a blade. As his true treasure weapon is a blade, he devoted lots of his energies and time to close combat, and he created incredible blade techniques. His fighting power, together with his blade, can destroy lots of treasures in one strike. Luo Feng was stunned. You must have been able to resist his soul technique if you survived that fight, Ju Feng Knight said. As for some distant attacking skills, I'm sure you can handle them as well. The only thing you need to beware of is his close-quarters combat techniques. They're his trump card. In close-quarters combat, he can fully utilize his true treasure blade. Even if you have true treasure armor, your godly body won't be able to withstand the shock wave. Ju Feng Knight shook his head solemnly. Unless you have a flying palace-type true treasure. Is the combination of his fighting techniques and true treasure blade really that powerful? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. Can it really destroy a treasure with a single strike? Does that mean my ancient boat galaxy would be at risk? There are different levels of treasures, Ju Feng Knight said. Some top-tier treasures and set treasures are already close to true treasures, and they are difficult to destroy, whereas some ordinary treasure armors or weapons will be fragile. Luo Feng nodded. Ancient Boat Galaxy was a top-tier treasure, and was as valuable as true treasures. Besides, it had belonged to an inborn beast god known as Wine Master before. It should be solid. Remember, be mindful of his close-quarters combat techniques, Ju Feng Knight said. He nodded. All right. Let's go back. Okay, Luo Feng nodded. Asterisk 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 Luo Feng knew he didn't want to reveal his trump cards. He had only utilized the second move of Star Map when fighting Bark Mirror Emperor. And when he was fighting Pei Feng Knight, he could have hidden in Ancient Boat Galaxy and let Mosha Body perform his talent technique domain to escape. However, if he had done so, he would have revealed two of his deepest secrets: Ancient Boat Galaxy and the talent technique domain. Only a few in the universe, including 9 Remoteness Master and Chaos City Leader, knew about domain. It was a vital trump card for him, as he could almost certainly escape from any enemies weaker than universe masters. Hence, he wouldn't use it unless his life was seriously threatened. As for the remote ocean body, at the height of more than 5,500 miles, he could recover it in no time. After all, he should at least show some real power. Asterisk 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 In the open-air square of the World of Glory, there was hustle and bustle among the heirs. What's the result of the battle? Bark Mirror Emperor's such a sore loser. He was the one who wanted a live broadcast in the first place, but he turned it off after realizing that he was at a disadvantage. It must be Bark Mirror Emperor who lost. That's right. He lost without a doubt. The heirs were upset by Bark Mirror Emperor. He had been exceedingly confident and had wanted all the heirs to watch the fight, presuming he would crush Blade River Emperor. It had indeed excited many heirs. The news spread across the universe, drawing attention from lots of supreme beings. Little did they expect Bark Mirror Emperor to cut off the feed halfway through the fight. Look! It's Blade River Emperor. All the heirs in the square looked towards the portal. A shadow appeared. It was Blade River Emperor. Luo Feng looked at the heirs in the distance. He saw his teacher True Yan Knight and his friends, including Charman Emperor. His voice resounded on the square as he said, "Hi, all. I've already finished the battle with Bark Mirror Emperor. Here is a clip of the battle." A blurry light shot out from Luo Feng's wristguard, and a 3D virtual projection showed up in the sky of the square. The clip began at the point when Bark Mirror Emperor and Blade River Emperor met. The fight was fierce, but Bark Mirror Emperor was completely suppressed. Finally, At the end of the fight, Bark Mirror Emperor blew himself up in order not to be enslaved. It was a Universe Knight level battle, yet both of them were undying. One was a special life form while the other was a timeless and peerless talent of the human race. But, to everyone's surprise, the result was that the human won, and the special life form was left with no choice but to destroy himself. Incredible. He died. Self-destruction. The heirs were astounded. They had already reasoned that Bark Mirror Emperor must have lost after watching the first half of the battle, but they didn't expect Bark Mirror Emperor to be so crushed so badly that he died. The square was filled with a sense of shock. The consensus was that only a Universe Knight could kill Bark Mirror Emperor. The heirs watched Luo Feng as he walked to where the heirs of Hong Alliance gathered. He sat beside his teacher True Yan Knight. Luo Feng glanced around and saw a shadow afar. Pei Feng Knight. Luo Feng frowned. Pei Feng Knight was also watching the video clip. He was visibly terrified to know that Blade River Emperor was making the footage of the battle public. Luo Feng could practically read his thoughts. Is he going to show the footage of him injuring me? Beings like Pei Feng Knight cared about their reputations a lot. Pei Feng Knight immediately connected to the world of glory with his consciousness. All good. All good. Pei Feng Knight was relieved. He only showed the footage of the battle between him and Bark Mirror Emperor. Pei Feng Knight suddenly turned around. While Luo Feng looked at him, they exchanged eye contact. Heng. Pei Feng Knight's eyes glinted aggressively. He moved his lips without making a sound, but Luo Feng could tell clearly what he had just said. Blade River, let's see who'll rescue you. Next time. I'll defeat you again next time. Luo Feng also moved his lips without making a sound. Heng. Pei Feng Knight vanished. Luo Feng grinned and looked back at the open-air square. All the heirs were amazed by the footage of the battle, and they all recorded it and transferred it back to the powers they belonged to. Likewise, the video was transferred to Hong Alliance and the human race. If I want to be a supreme being in the universe, I need to be a supreme being within the human race first, thought Luo Feng. Many Universe Knights within the human race are bitter because I made my settlement on the mountainside of Thunder Island. Words are useless. I need to prove myself with my records. Luo Feng smiled. Universe Knights like Nine Blade Knight will get to watch the footage soon. He made the footage public, as he wanted to prove his power with his record. To prove he could not only rival ordinary Universe Knights, but that he also killed them.